I was given the opportunity to try Crowbar Climber on the MetaQuest. Crowbar Climber is a VR game published by My Dearest Inc. and developed by Bazooka Studio. Crowbar Climber is a physics-based first-person VR game with a simple task. Start climbing using only crowbars. It's clearly based off those popular live stream games that you see where people are climbing like I can't remember if it was like a pogo stick or something like that, but like those games where you have to try to climb as high as you can without falling back down. This is what that game is kind of based on. It's just in a VR style type game, and let me tell you, it works pretty good. What I really like about this game is that it's very much pick up and play. You can just grab your MetaQuest, give it to somebody, throw it on, and they can start playing Crowbar Climber. There's really not a lot to it. There's no buttons you need to press or anything like that. You really can just pick it up right away. You can give it to your mom, you can give it to your dad, probably give it to your grandma even. Just watch out that she doesn't fall over, watch out she doesn't punch the walls and stuff like that. Immediately upon booting up, I was ready to start climbing, and it unsurprisingly feels very good. It does seem to require standing in my experience. I did try a little bit with sitting down and I couldn't quite get it right. Maybe there were some options that I was missing, but from my gameplay, and I played about an hour of this game, and I couldn't figure out how I could play it sitting down, so I do recommend standing, especially in a tall room. My room behind me is where I was playing it, and my ceilings are pretty high up in this room. I would definitely recommend being in a room that where you're not going to be banging into walls or trying to reach up and grab some stuff, as you can see in the gameplay here in the corner. Crowbar Climber seems to give you a really good sense of climbing, and that's what's really cool about it. Like, I really started feeling like, I'm climbing up here. I'm definitely, there would be times where I'd look down and I'd be like, I'd kind of like get that feeling, like, okay. It's weird how VR does that. Like, it's just, you're literally just, my brain knows I'm standing in my room, but I have that feeling like I'm starting to climb higher. People with a fear of heights might not like this game, I can tell you that right now. But it doesn't take, I should say, it doesn't take up a lot of room. Like, you're not going to be moving yourself around, but you will do like motions where you kind of have to like grip onto something and maybe like whip yourself up. Like, you're going to be like kind of like you're skiing, but like that's how you're going to launch yourself up. And like that's the most that you would need. So this game is like the perfect game to live stream. It feels like that's what it's meant for. Games where you're just really just chatting with your live audience and having a good time. You see a lot of those on there. It's not really for me. I don't really do these type of live streams where I'm doing this kind of game, but I can certainly see the appeal for this game with your audience. It would be pretty fun. And surprisingly, I found my arms and shoulders starting to get tired. Like, I would constantly leaving them up in the air and stuff. I was starting to feel fatigue. This game features simple and bright graphics that are nothing to brag about, but that's not the purpose of this game. This game is for pick up and play. This game is for live streaming. This game is just to get a good sense of climbing. A really simplistic pick up and play game. There's not a lot to it. You don't need to figure out the buttons or the triggers or anything like that. It's literally just moving your hands. You got crowbars stuck to your hands and climbing up. That is it. The sounds and music are pretty basic in this game. This would be a type of game that I would play and I'd just throw my AirPods on, listen to some Spotify, listen to some YouTube, listen to some podcasts, something like that. This is a perfect game for that. There's no story, there's nothing like that. You can just throw in your music and start climbing if you wanted to. And on the sexy scale, you're not going to look very sexy playing this game. I can tell you right now. Like any VR game, you're never going to look good in real life. Like, you think you're so cool. Like, trust me, guys, trust me. When I'm playing Ragnarok, I feel like I'm a crazy drummer. Like, I'm going crazy drumming. But like, if you were to look at yourself on camera, it's pretty brutal. Like, as you can see in the corner with me playing this, I don't look cool, but that's okay. That's okay. And what I love about the MetaQuest is that, as always, it's completely wireless. I don't have to plug it into my computer to run it or anything like that. It's not like PlayStation VR and all that baloney. Now, there was some issues I did have with this game. I would sometimes get my hands stuck underneath something. I'd be climbing up and I would kind of go to launch myself, and I would notice that my hand got stuck underneath like a piece or something like that, and I would not launch up, and I would start falling. This feels like something that could get patched out and fixed in the game, so it's not a deal breaker, but it was disheartening when you would climb up so high and then get your hand stuck in something and fall back down. That was a little bit frustrating, but it wasn't a deal breaker. It wasn't a game, I didn't uninstall the game because of that. And this is just a personal preference, guys. As much as I enjoy these games, I would prefer if they had more checkpoints. Like, there is some checkpoints in the game, like and levels and stuff like that, but I do wish that I could maybe, I don't know, like put a flag in or something like that at a certain spot, or maybe I have so many flags per level, and I could and that's where I would start up again or something like that, or I could put a platform below me. And finally, this is just kind of a recommendation for the developers and the publisher. It would be cool to have, and maybe I couldn't find them in the game, but it would be cool to have leaderboards in this game to see, if there was a speed runs for the levels. I think that would be really cool to see. Play against your friends, play against other people around the world, see how fast you can climb these levels. Overall, Crowbar Climber is a fun game for the MetaQuest. It's perfect for those live streamers and those people that like to play these types of games. If you like games with heights and you like that type of feeling in your stomach and stuff like that, you'll enjoy this game. It's a simple pick up and play game. It's one of those games that, if you can go around and take turns in, you could stream it to your TV, you could put on the headset, see how high up you can get. If you fall back down, pass the headset to the next person, they could give it a try, that sort of thing. It's the perfect pick up and play game, and especially if you want to show somebody what the MetaQuest can do, this is a simple game for that. And I'll continue to climb my way through Crowbar Climber on the MetaQuest. It's certainly a game that is easy to pick up and play for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, see how far you make it, and move on. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you have any questions on Crowbar Climber, if you need some more information, more gameplay, or anything like that. Feel free to drop me a comment below. I'm always available. Feel free to follow me on the socials as well. Stay tuned for more videos on my thoughts on games as well as gaming related content, guys. For now, have a good one.